So today I decided that it was time for a break from Sonic the Hedgehog, and I come over to its biggest rival, Mario. That is why in today's video we're going to be finding out how fast you can touch sand in every Mario game. Now we do start in Super Mario Bros. 2 because there's no sand in Super Mario Bros. 1. Now sand can be found in a multitude of places because, well, Mario just travels a lot. Whether that's grass worlds, water worlds, sand/desert worlds, beach worlds, cloud worlds, but you get the point. You pretty much go everywhere in Mario games. It's quite literally a matter of when because, well, I suck at Super Mario Bros. 2 specifically, but Anyway, I'm pretty good at pretty much every other Mario game except this one. Anywho, back to the topic of sand. As you guys can see, there's kind of sandy material behind there, but I'm not gonna count that as sand because, well, that does not sound. So therefore, that does not count as sand. But after we get past the first world, we get met with sand. Next is Super Mario Bros. 3. Now, Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario World are both my favorite. Out of all the classic games, those two are my favorite. But if it wasn't obvious already, there is no sand in the first level. And same goes with the second level. Now, once we get to 1-3, we can get the Warp Whistle by doing this little secret over here. Ignore that. Now, once we get the Warp Whistle and we get to the Warp Zone, we can warp into World 2, also known as the Sand World. And once we get to the first level, we touch sand. Next is Super Mario Land, which is actually very easy because the first level is sand. Next is Super Mario World. Now, I did have to research this before I made this video because, well, Super Mario World does not... Okay, I forgot that, is this sand? I did all that research just for the overworld to have sand in it. God damn it! Next is a fan favorite, Super Mario 64. Now, one may think that this over here is sand, but unfortunately it is not because, well, the Super Mario World 1, we are on an island, so it's more likely we'll find sand on an island. But it doesn't matter because we can actually go over here to this beach over here and we find some sand. How lucky is that? Next is Super Mario Sunshine. But before we even get to the game, we already touched sand. Next is New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. Now, as expected, there is no sand in the first level as there is no sand in the Mushroom Kingdom. Is there? I don't really... There's no sand in the Mushroom Kingdom, which means we can skip the second level, the third level, and basically every other level in the first world. But once we defeat Bowser and get onto the second world, we can finally touch sand. Next is Super Mario Galaxy, which is probably the best video game experience a child can have. Now, this game starts us off in the Mushroom Kingdom, which we know does not have any sand, except in Super Mario 64, which, okay, well... Anyway, there is no sand in the first sequence of the game. Now, once we wake up in this planet, we have to chase some bunnies, and I looked around, but there is no sand on this planet as well. Now, in the first quote-unquote level of Sonic... What the hell? The first level of Super Mario Galaxy... I don't know why the hell I said Sonic, okay? Anywho, this level does not have any sand. Now, from what I remember, the observatory also does not have any sand, so I'm just gonna go on to the first level, or second, however you want to look at that, I don't... Anywho, now we're in the Good Egg Galaxy, and now we can finally find some sand. Now, in this planet, I could call this sand, but I'm not gonna call it absolute. This is not sand. This is more like dirt and mud. This is not sand at all. But once we get to this planet over here, that is where we're gonna find our beautiful and dry sand. Next is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Now, this game over here is going to be a lot similar to New Super Mario Bros. DS, as it's pretty much exactly the same story. Okay, anyway, now this game over here is one of my favorite Mario games of all time. I love this game so much. I played this game I literally plugged up my Wii like a couple weeks ago just to play this game. I adore this game. Anyway, back to the video's topic, which is how fast you can touch sand. Well, there is no sand in the first world, so we can go ahead and skip the second level, the third level, the fourth level, and then we can skip over to the castle, which also does not have any sand. And after we do all that, we get to World 2, which is typically our sand world. And then we can load up a level, which takes us to La Arena. Next is Super Mario Galaxy 2. Now, for this one over here, it's going to be a long one, so be sure to buckle up, get some popcorn, because I don't even know what the hell I just said. Anyway, it is going to be a long one because I looked up a walkthrough of this game like right before I did this video. I do that for every single game just to see if there was any hidden secrets that I missed that will actually make the run faster, which actually helped me out in Super Mario Bros. 3 because I completely forgot about the Warp Whistle. I have not played that game in so long, so that reminded me of the Warp Whistle. Like, in this game, that there's no Warp Whistle or anything like that, so I mean, it's gonna be a long one though. Now, I did say it's gonna be a long one, and that is very true because, well, there is no sand in the first level or the Mario spaceship or whatever you want to call this, and in Yoshi's Galaxy there is no sand, it's just a bunch of dirt. Now in the next galaxy, which is the Spin Deck Galaxy, I actually had to look up and see if this was actually sand or not, because it really does look like sand, but it does not leave footsteps, which I had to look it up, and it turns out it's just gray dirt. It does not look gray, but whatever, it's not sand, so therefore we move on. And in this boss fight, we're pretty much clearly in a planet of dirt, which does not count as sand either. Skipping on ahead a little bit, we have the Hightail Falls Galaxy, which is the one with Yoshi and the Hot Pepper, which makes him fast and stuff. I just wanted to talk about this one because I used to love watching this specific galaxy on YouTube because I did not have this game when I was a little kid. I have it now, but I did not have it when I was a little kid. I had Super Mario Galaxy, but I did not have Galaxy 2, and I loved watching gameplay on this galaxy so much, and I experience so much joy every time I play this galaxy as an adult because, well, I never got to play it as a kid, okay? Anywho, an hour into Super Mario Galaxy 2, we get to Cosmic Cove Galaxy, which takes us to some sand. Next is Super Mario 3D Land. And we do start in the Mushroom Kingdom, and I'm not going to count what is on the ground right now as sand because, well, we're not leaving footsteps behind, and that's kind of usually an indicator for me whether it's sand or not, if I'm leaving footsteps or not, and I'm not leaving footsteps, so I'm not going to count that as sand. Now, in the second level, you can actually come up here at the end of the level, and you can go into this secret pipe over here, which takes us to the second world. Now, in contrary to every other Mario game, the second world is actually not sand. That means we have to complete the entirety of the second world, and once we do, we can finally touch some grass. What the hell? Wrong video! Next is New Super Mario Bros. 2. Now in this game, there's also no sand in the first world. Now what that means is that we can speedrun every single level in the first world. And once we do, we are met in the second world, which is where we're gonna find our golden piece, sand. Next is New Super Mario Bros. U. And practically identical to pretty much every single other New Super Mario Bros. Game, the sand world is the second world, which means we don't have any sand in the first world, which means we're going to speedrun through all the levels and the castle and move on to the second world. And once we get here, that is where we're going to be touching sand. And now we're in our final stretch of games, starting with Super Mario 3D World. Now as expected, we start out with some grass. Now over here, we do get a patch of what is appeared to be sand, and as you guys saw, like a little crab just went under the sand, so I'm just going to consider this as sand, but let me know if that actually is sand in the comments down below. But if you guys did not consider that sand, here is some sand in the second world. Next is Bowser's Fury. Now we do spawn on some dirt. To me, like over here, this is not sand to me. I'm just gonna keep going. It actually might be sand. I'm not entirely. I'm just gonna keep. You know what? I'm gonna keep going. I don't think that's sand. Now, luckily, after getting the first cat shine, we can actually come over here, and this whole area is basically like a little beach, so we can touch some sand over here. And last but not least, Super Mario Odyssey. Now this game starts us off in the Cap Kingdom, which obviously does not have any sand at all. And once we get to the first island, well, there's no sand here, so we can just keep going. But after beating the first island's boss battle, we go to the Sand Kingdom, which is exactly what we want for the end of this challenge. And with every Mario game being complete, here is the list for how fast you can touch sand in every Mario game. If you guys want me to do another Mario video or any other series, let me know down in the comments down below. But anyway, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already because it really does help me out. But anyway, thank you guys all for watching and see you guys next time.